Have you ever caught yourself bending over backward to prove your worth to someone who probably didn't deserve it? Maybe it was a friend, a boss, or someone you hoped would love you. You gave them your time, energy, and even parts of yourself, but still felt it wasn't enough. That empty feeling of being overlooked, of being invisible, can linger, making you question yourself. Am I not enough? What am I doing wrong? But what if we've been asking the wrong questions all along? What if it's not about what's wrong with you, but what they fail to see? Consider this. When someone doesn't recognize your value, is it your job to convince them, or is it better to step back and let them miss out? This isn't about giving up or being bitter. It's about reclaiming your time, energy, and self-worth. Letting people miss out on you isn't just a defense mechanism. It's a choice. It's deciding that your value doesn't depend on someone else's recognition. Sure, it's hard, because the world constantly tells us that we need to be seen, heard, and liked to matter. But there's power in saying, if you can't see it, that's on you. In this video, we'll explore why letting people miss out on you is not only okay, but sometimes necessary. It's about learning to prioritize yourself, hold your ground, and stop chasing validation from people who can't or won't see your worth. This journey is not about bitterness, it's about being better. Before we begin, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an amazing video like this. Let's get started. Why we struggle with being overlooked. It's no secret that humans crave connection. We want to feel valued, appreciated, and understood. These aren't just desires. They're hardwired into us from childhood. We learn that approval equals safety. A parent's smile means we're doing something right, and a teacher's praise boosts our confidence. As we grow, this need for connection shapes the way we interact with the world. But somewhere along the way, this innocent desire for connection becomes a burden. The fear of being overlooked or worse, rejected, begins to control us. We hustle for our worth, doing everything we can to fit into spaces that don't truly value us. Why? Because deep down, we fear that if someone doesn't see our value, maybe we don't have any. This fear is powerful, but it's also deceptive. It convinces us that other people's perceptions reflect our own worth. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, wrote, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Similarly, it's not about whether others recognize your value. It's about whether you believe in it yourself. Yet we chase approval because rejection feels personal. When someone doesn't value us, it feels like a wound, an open question of, what's wrong with me? But here's the truth. Most of the time, their lack of recognition says more about them than it does about you. It could be their limited perspective, their insecurities, or simply that they don't need what you offer. And that's okay. You're not meant for everyone, and you don't have to be. Trying to be everything for everyone comes at a high cost: time, energy, and, most of all, yourself. It's like pouring water into a sieve. No matter how much you give, it's never enough. But letting go of the need for external validation is freedom. It's the first step toward realizing that your worth is inherent. It doesn't come from someone else's approval, but from within. The power of letting go. What does it mean to let people miss out on you? It's not about shutting people out or giving up on relationships. It's about shifting the focus back to yourself, your peace, your growth, your happiness. It's about saying, I won't shrink myself to fit your expectations. If you can't see my worth, that's your loss. Think of it like this. Imagine you're a garden. Some people will stop and admire the beauty you've cultivated, while others will walk by without a second glance. Do you stop tending your flowers just because one person didn't notice? Of course not. The garden isn't for everyone. It's for those who appreciate and nurture it. When you stop trying to convince others of your value, you reclaim your energy. This energy can then be channeled into what truly matters: your growth, your passions, and the people who genuinely see you. Letting go isn't just liberating, it's empowering. While it may not be easy, Stoicism teaches us that we have power over our minds, not external events. Recognizing this gives us strength. Letting people miss out on you is an act of self-mastery. It's choosing peace over seeking approval. And the beauty of it is, when you let go, you create space. Space for relationships that lift you, for opportunities that align with your purpose, and for the freedom to be unapologetically yourself. Recognizing when to walk away. Letting people miss out on you starts with recognizing when a connection no longer serves you. This isn't always easy, especially if you've invested time, love, or energy into a relationship, job, or friendship. But knowing when to walk away is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. It's an act of self-preservation, not selfishness. The signs of an unbalanced relationship are often subtle. A persistent feeling of being undervalued, always being the one to make the effort, or feeling dismissed and taken for granted. These aren't just inconveniences, they're signals that something's off. Walking away doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you choose to honor your boundaries and protect your peace. As Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, wisely said, "Keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best." If someone's presence doesn't inspire joy or growth, it may be time to reconsider their place in your life. Embracing the right connections. When you let go of the need to prove yourself, you begin to value quality over quantity in your connections. Modern culture may suggest otherwise, but true connection is about authenticity, reciprocity, and shared values, not numbers. True connections begin when you show up as your authentic self. Authenticity draws the right people into your life, while pushing away those who don't align. The right people will never ask you to dim your light. They'll help it shine even brighter. Turning missed opportunities into growth. When someone fails to see your worth, it may feel like a missed opportunity, a door closing on something that could have been. Maybe it was a relationship, a job, or a friendship that faded despite your best efforts. But here's the truth. Every missed opportunity is an opportunity for growth. Instead of viewing these moments as failures, see them as redirections. Life is full of detours, and while these moments may be painful, they teach you what you need, what you deserve, and what you're no longer willing to settle for. Rejection, for example, isn't personal. It has more to do with the other person's capacity to see what you bring to the table. Conclusion. At the core of this journey is one simple truth. You are the prize. Your worth doesn't depend on someone else's recognition. It exists independently, unshaken by others' opinions. Letting people miss out on you is a radical act of self-respect. It's about honoring your value even when others fail to see it. So the next time you feel tempted to prove your worth, pause and remind yourself, I am the prize. Live with that truth, and the right people will find you. Remember, letting others miss out isn't a loss. It's a gift of clarity and space for something greater. You are worthy, just as you are.